We're back. It's been a while.
It has. We have been on Twitter.
Yes.
Every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time as normal, but we hadn't been on Facebook Live for a while because if we've got, if we're out and about or at somewhere loud, having a meetup like we did, 2 weeks ago? Something like that? Yeah. Then we don't do Facebook Live. But we are glad you are all here. Tonight we are talking about, our theme is Terminator EDU. Hey, Hans, congratulations.
Yes, Hans.
So exciting.
Yeah, new innovator.
Another Central Valley representative.
Hans needs to go get the tattoo.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Absolutely. So, again, tonight's theme is Terminator EDU. Adam wrote the questions, so I'm not sure what they are. So I will be just as surprised as all of you.
Yeah, we didn't decide what our topic would be, and then I was flipping through Amazon Prime Video, and I saw they suggested I watch Terminator, the original. I'm like, all right, so I watched it this morning, and good, there we go. It's going to be our Steve Tech Talk.
Sounds good. So, actually, the question should have just dropped, but I don't see it on TweetDeck. Sometimes TweetDeck's a little slow.
Refresh here.
Nope, not yet. That's all right. It'll be in a moment.
It says that I did it.
Well, while we are waiting,
it's already been tweeted. You go to your
It has.
user.
It has.
The user column.
Hey, there's Judy.
Yep.
Welcome, Judy. While we're waiting, let's talk about what we're drinking tonight.
Yep.
We like to feature local wines, largely wine, rarely beer.
Yeah.
So this is a very special wine for us, a very special winery, I should say.
This is the Misionero 22, or Missionero 22. It's a 2016 Tempranillo from probably our favorite winery, CW.
Yeah.
And it's 1.5 of the AdCap blend.
That is correct.
So instead of having a Unity candle, we had a Unity wine blend.
And it was Grenache and Tempranillo.
That's right.
And you can actually see a picture of it back here, right there. Anyway, so there it is. It's not too far from us, and we love it. So Judy says thanks to us for hosting QChat last night. That was super fun.
Oh, yeah.
It was a good thing. The funny thing is we had 3 or 4 CV Tech Talk regulars confused because they said, "Is it Wednesday?" We're used to so it was kind of funny.
Summer.
Yeah.
The date is.
Yeah, because it's summer, so it's a thing. It's a thing. All right. Did you get the question 1?
It's there. It's there.
That's weird, not for me.
Refresh.
I'm going to, but it's kind of irritating to have to do that. Goodness, technology, such first world problems. Seriously. All right.
I'm going to make this a priority device.
Oh, yes.
Google Wi-Fi.
Talk about that so that people know how you are doing what you were doing and why.
The Google Wi-Fi system, you can really control all your devices that are online and make certain ones be priority so that it doesn't drop. So that's what I'm doing right now.
That's right. And the Google Wi-Fi works a lot better than it's not like we still have a router from our internet provider, which we don't really have any other options, so we have to go with Comcast, which is definitely not my favorite company in the world by any means. But I digress. We won't get into that. So we still have their router and their service, but the Google Wi-Fi, what it does is I've been told it creates like a net.
A mesh.
Mesh. Thank you. Net was the wrong word. A mesh of the coverage or something. And because we have a 2-story home, that's pretty important, I guess. So anyway, needless to say, the Google Wi-Fi has been very helpful for us and has worked very well. So I would highly recommend it. It's a little pricey. What was it? Was it 300 almost?
250.
But it was worth it for us because we do a lot of work at home. We do a lot of video calls. So we need a lot of bandwidth. So it was super helpful for us. Favorite action movie?
So Judy Blakeney online right now, or on Twitter, says her favorite is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, which we're watching right now.
Oh, how funny.
It's on TV.
That is true. That's awesome. Yes, Judy, you should get a mesh, not a net. I was close. It has the short E sound.
Yes.
So, yeah, we would definitely recommend it. Wish it was not quite so pricey, but again, it's totally worth it. All right, let's see here. So Adam says his favorite action movie is a tie between Terminator, the whole franchise,
Yep.
and Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep.
Oh, you know what? I said my favorite action movie is Iron Man, and that is true for like recent movies.
Mm-hmm.
But I really liked, to be honest, one of my favorite movies, like when I was younger, is Enemy of the State.
That's a good movie.
I loved Enemy of the State because I'm kind of a little bit of a conspiracy theorist.
That's a good one.
And so Enemy of the State was great. And I love that it had a lot of like tech that at the time didn't seem very real.
Yeah.
Though now we're like, I mean, everyone listens.
I was watching the original Terminator and looking at it through 2019 lens today.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm seeing the way that, how they tried to be so futuristic and they were way ahead of their time, like forward thinking.
Uh-huh.
But the thing that they did not, you can tell they didn't really have a knowledge of then, that they couldn't really imagine, especially that the public wouldn't really wrap their mind around, was Wi-Fi.
Oh, yeah, that's
How would a Terminator, I'm thinking, watching the movie, like, so much, like, he'd be so much more effective of a machine if he had, like, Wi-Fi ability. Like, there's a scene in the first Terminator where he's actually, the Terminator is looking through a phone book. I get it, that was common practice in the 80s, but I mean, if you're that advanced of a machine and with that kind of processor built in, I mean, when you have like onboard data,
it's interesting.
I mean, there's got to be other ways. I think they would be able to. I don't know. Like you can tell that they didn't really think of the movie like with that Wi-Fi lens that we would see today.
Yeah.
Because when you got to the one that was made in 2003, which people it's a toss-up. The most recent one and the one they made in 2003 was probably the two worst in the whole series that they're kind of glossing over with the new movie coming out. The Terminator comes back, this new one, the girl Terminator, and she goes to a cell phone, like a flip phone.
Yeah.
But she's like making the noise that your dial-up would make.
Oh, that's funny.
And accessing all these databases. I'm like, that one was more with today's thinking.
That is funny. That is funny.
So anyway.
We had Amy Storer and Daniel Rocha on. Welcome. He's this guy that has a CV Teachers Facebook group.
Yes. I wasn't Giants fan. I forget about those people. It's okay. All right. So Judy, let's see. Twitter. Okay. That's right. So, Amy Downs says her favorite action movie is Rocky. She's not sure that counts as an action movie.
Why not? Why not? Of course.
He's Stallone. He's kind of synonymous with action movies.
True.
All right. So
Judy says she's tried, failed, revised, and remixed her teaching.
We haven't said question one yet.
Oh, you didn't say it. I was already answering.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Question one says, in the Terminator movie franchise, the enemy Skynet iterates many different models of Terminators with new features each time. With EdTech, how have you iterated your pedagogy?
Okay, so now I can say,
Yes.
by the way, if Ephraim just joined as well.
Yeah.
So Judy Blakeney says she's tried, failed, revised, and remixed her teaching, and that she's lucky to have people with her that give her ideas on how to make changes. That's so true. It's so important to have people that will give us feedback, that we can bounce ideas off of, etc. So thank you for that answer, Judy. Excellent. Kim Calderon is on the Twitters. And she says, tech has been a great way to increase the amount of conversations. Now, a lot of people think tech kills conversations and that kids are not able to be social because of technology. They're all with their screens. But she uses Flipgrid and Screencastify to leverage students' love of tech and their familiarity with it. And so she said it's really increased student voice. So thank you to Kim for sharing that. I like to say Flipgrid is like a mix between Snapchat and Instagram.
Yeah.
And that Screencastify is like YouTube. And kids love all three. And so I like to try to remix and use them as much as possible. So absolutely. Thank you for that, Kim. So again, we're talking about iterations. I actually, I got to do a Twitter save right here. So Lisa Moe is from Southern California. And she says, going back to the welcome question, one of her favorite action movies is the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
No, the OG one from the 90s or the new one? That actually, I was like, really, they're making them.
I'm guessing the original.
And I did look at some of it, like, they did make it more, like, plausible.
No, I think she means the original.
I haven't seen it. I actually want to see it. I just haven't gotten around to it.
The reason I think that is because she said it was her first theater movie and she got to go with her big bro and sis. And she felt really cool. It's all about relationship. You know what that speaks to is the fact that building memories surrounding a learning experience, like actually designing a learning experience rather than just designing a lesson, is going to help help learners, students, sustain that learning because it's surrounded by a memorable experience. So I like how she said that. All right. So
for me, like, EdTech's always been, and I call it an iteration accelerator for my pedagogy. Each new strategy or app that comes out that I like, I find a way to use it to improve my craft. The 2005 version of me couldn't imagine screencasting Flipgrid or Google Classroom.
There you go.
So everything's up. I just find a way to make a new iteration. So
yeah, for sure. Well, I actually gave a non-tech example, and talked about how back in the day when I was told to have fidelity to the core curriculum. Remember those days, Adam?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so I try to differentiate for my students. There were 3 spelling lists in the textbook. So I managed 3 different, grouped my kids according to ability and had 3 different spelling lists. Here was the interesting thing. You'll love this, Adam.
Yes.
My colleagues were very impressed, and I was extremely proud of my packets that I created on Microsoft Publisher for each spelling list, because those were things that were not, of course, in the textbook. That was like an extra thing. And I felt like I was being so creative, and I was differentiating so well. But then when I finally went to a different role, I had a principal that allowed me to ditch the textbook and teach standards rather than curriculum. Mm-hmm. And so the work was much more open-ended. We had a puppet theater in my first grade classroom, so kids could role play and act out the story rather than just simply.
I've already been in Barbie Dolls over.
See, same idea. Yep, high schoolers, exactly.
Question 2 just dropped.
Okay.
It says, in the first Terminator movie, the Terminator, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, famously stated, "I'll be back." How are you preparing to go back to school?
Oh, interesting question. So my role is a little different than a classroom teacher because I work with teachers and they're not back to school yet, which is great because they need to spend time relaxing and preparing for the year mentally before they come back. So the way I have been preparing for the school year, for going back to school, is just talking to districts and principals and district leadership about what their goals are so that I can plan how I can support for the coming year. All right. How about yourself, Adam?
For me, I have begun today, and I'll probably more tomorrow. I've been all summer from going to ISTE and everything. I've compiled a rather extensive list of ideas of new things I want to do on a Google Keep note. So I'm beginning to address.
What's Google Keep?
For
those that don't know,
that's that app that you go to that gets your hair back. Keep.com.
Yeah, no, I'm a Google certified trainer right now.
Anyways, so
Look it up if you haven't used it. It's amazing.
Google it. And then I'll kind of my last kind of summer PD fuel up will be when I go to Rockstar in a couple weeks
Mm-hmm.
to co-present with John Crippo on Edu protocols for EL. So I'm going to kind of monkey see, monkey do. Watch the big monkey John Crippo do his thing and try to emulate it and make sure I know what I'm doing. I can bring it back to my district. So
There you go.
it's going to be my last hurrah for the summer.
All right. Perfect.
So Elisa Mo just tweeted for question 1 about how her pedagogy is iterated. And she says, I feel like the more I step out of my own comfort zone and join in on Twitter chats, attend PD, learn from my graduate program, I continue to evolve. The teacher I started as, the teacher I thought I was, the teacher I will become. It's all my journey.
Oh, I love that.
Well said.
That is very well said.
So,
In fact, I'm going to say well said
yeah.
on a reply there.
So back to question 2 about, hey, are you prepared to go back to school? Judy Blakeney says, I have been gathering new ideas for my summer learning plan, which range from ISTE to hashtag AP and DOC, studying CS principles curriculum. So
Nice.
She's been that's our summer of learning for Judy. For
Absolutely.
Our good friend Judy.
Yes. Excellent. All right. I think a lot of people are on vacation right now. That's my thought.
Yes.
Actually, I've been seeing that on Facebook.
We've,
A lot of our CV
we
Tech
haven't
Talk.
traveled a lot at all just recently.
We're traveling again soon.
Yeah. Amy Down says that there is so much to do with making schedules and getting the gears turning, that build a foundation, that build a foundation times that frame learning.
I believe she means so as a former should I say current elementary teacher.
Yes.
Okay, it's important because it's multiple subject, so it's important that your schedule is key.
Yes.
And so I think what she's meaning, because she's talking about making schedules, is creating that, like, it's almost like a protocol or a template. Like, where am I going to fit everything in?
Yes.
Because otherwise, there's going to be no social studies. There's going to be no science.
Of course.
I'm telling you, that's what
from
happens,
the
which is
rug.
sad and wrong. But if you don't specifically like plan and like as a primary teacher, if you don't say this is going to be my time for writing, this is going to be my time for phonics or whatever, it won't always happen. So I think that consistency is key. Not that you can't integrate together, but you still need to be like I would do interdisciplinary learning. So I would teach ELA through science, through scientific concepts. And yet the focus was the science, not the ELA, right? Whereas other times during the day, the focus was the English language arts, even though there were also like science and social studies concepts weaved in. So I can see what Amy is saying, and it's key.
So Lisa Mo, she says that she's prepared all summer with her CSUF EdTech classes. I believe
Nice.
that's Fullerton.
I think so, yes.
Yes. Leisure, reading PD books, explore new tools. I'm excited for the new year to grow with my students. See, she said grow with my students.
Nice.
The only thing she's not prepared to do is wake up at 5 a.m. So knowing that she lives in Southern California, waking up at 5 a.m. is probably what she has to do just to get to work on time. This traffic sucks.
I am not a happy early riser either, I am letting her know.
Nope, you suck in the morning.
That's right.
Jennifer Scott says, I spent the summer refining successful lessons and planning for student collaboration. She's going to be more than most years pulling from Edu protocols.
Nice. Excellent, excellent. Very good news. Oh, Jesus Huerta is here.
That's time.
And he says each year he tries to look back at lessons or projects and try to figure out how to make them better and to put on a new spin. Excellent. That's innovation right there. Perfect. Innovation, iteration. Excellent. Great to have Jesus here. All right. Let's see. So we've got question 3 dropping in less than a minute. Oh, there it is. I don't see yours drop. It's just mine. I mean, my tweet. Same question.
Janelle Miller says that she was inspired by your use of sites with staff. She made a quick site today, separate by grade level, where she can add links, pics, videos, on her drive. They'll all be in one place and available when they want it.
Oh, for me?
No, for me.
Or for you? Oh, your site.
She's referring to the blog that I wrote.
Oh, cool. But
Yeah,
make sure you put the hashtag
Yes.
so everyone can see that.
Yes.
That's awesome. Oh, you wrote a blog about that.
The one I talked
Nice.
about, that it was the blog I wrote about the
So-
Google Sites is the cure for a congested drive.
Okay. I was confused
That was
because
one of my most read blog posts also.
quite a while ago I wrote a blog about
Yes.
using sites for professional learning.
Yes.
So I was trying to figure out what she meant, but that totally makes sense. Awesome. And perfect. So we have a lot of people from the Central Valley, but we have those from outside the Central Valley also, which is super exciting because CV Tech Talk, while founded in the Central Valley, does not discriminate based on geography.
That's right.
All are welcome. We just like to show our Central Valley pride, hence the CV, Central Valley Tech Talk.
Hey, babe, what shirt am I wearing right now?
Oh, Teach Like a Pirate.
Yes.
Stand up and show everyone.
He's like a pirate.
That's
You know
right.
who wrote that? It was Dave Burgess.
Yeah, he's doing a bunch of speaking engagements right now,
Yes.
inspiring educators across the nation.
That's right.
So good stuff.
And we were talking to the pirate queen today.
That's right.
Yep. So we're nothing official. But, we're having some conversations. And,
Yes.
The book's getting more real. Stay
Yes.
tuned.
We're excited. We're excited. We've really been listening to feedback
Yes, lots of feedback.
of what resonates with people when we present. Our blog posts, like which blog posts are resonating with those the most, which have the most views, because what that tells us is what do people want to learn about, what do they want to hear more of. So if you have specific questions you want answered in our EdTech coaching book, please let us know.
Yes, definitely.
All right.
All right. So, question 3 just dropped, and it says the Terminator movies deal with time travel in order to change the present. If you could go back in time during your career, what would you go back and change?
Did you say that was question 3?
Yep.
How did it just? Judy already answered it. Must have dropped for her earlier. Oops. So Judy said she would, time travel, looking back, she would love to know more and say less. Interesting. Listen more and speak less. Certainly something that is difficult for many of us, including myself. She said she's been an educator for half of her professional career and needs to become more aware of impact. Excellent. All right. I still on TweetDeck, I'm not seeing your question 3. That's interesting.
Rock a refresh.
Did you just say Harker refresh?
I said rock a refresh.
Harker refresh.
So if I could go back in time, I would say I would have gotten connected on Twitter earlier. Imagine what I could have done with more years to build my PLN.
Oh, that's a great
See what I've done
answer.
since I've kind of taken it, been rocking up PLN.
Yeah.
Imagine being able to have more years to do it. What I could have come up with.
That's similar to my answer. I was going to say if I would go back in time, I would want to look past my PLC and district to gain ideas from others outside my sphere of influence. So PLN is the best way to do that. But yeah, I certainly would have. Like, I didn't even go online and like look for blogs or anything back in the day. Like, I just did whatever like people that I worked with did, maybe tried to iterate a bit, but I did a lot of iterating and innovating, but it was all on my own. Like, I wasn't, so then you don't grow as quickly,
Yes.
you know? So that's what I wish I would have done.
Going back to question 2 about iterating, Kim Calderon says, I'm revamping my electives again, iterating my
Nice.
STEM class projects. How
Cool.
much to do? I'm always iterating.
Absolutely. Well, Kim is a scientist.
Yeah, a
She
nerd.
teaches STEM, a
Self-proclaimed nerd.
self-proclaimed nerd. And so she uses the engineering process, of course, which talks a lot about iterating. So love that.
Katie McNamara says for question.
Oh,
two
Katie's
about
here.
iteration,
Awesome.
She says school year kickoff with Edge Protocol, Flipgrid, VR, and a breakout, setting the tone for the way we think, create, and share from day one. Ooh.
All right. Whoops. Oh, no.
What happened?
I pushed the wrong button. I lost my tweet.
Well, that sucks.
I know, because it was kind of a long one.
Lisa Mo says, I tried to never live with
Bummer.
regret because I knew each step has led me to what I am where I'm today, taking me where I'm going. With that being said, I would definitely go to bed earlier than I have my
Oh, that's
first few
funny.
years. Yes, sleep, self-care. That's the big buzzword now. But with not just education, self-care.
How do I get out of this? Look at.
You go back to the old composer. You somehow went to the old.
Oh, but I lost my tweet. How sad. Well, I said it on Facebook Live,
Yes.
so it's okay. Oh, well. Jennifer Scott speaks to something that sadly many of us may have done in the past. During the state takeover for test scores.
Yes.
Yeah, during that whole program improvement junk. Like the state taking over a site or district is going to make it better. Seriously, you're going to get the government involved and think it's going to actually get better? How about you talk to those that are on the ground, that are living in the community,
That's right.
working with the students that live there? That's who you should ask. Come on.
Don't bring in some savior who knows nothing about it.
Anyway,
I've dealt with that.
we've had some experience with that. But anyway, less writing and focusing on test taking is what she says she did. And sadly, that happens to many.
Katie says that she would have made sure to have met Aticat earlier.
Aw.
Seen TikTok from day one. She's an OG. She was like one of the original chat members on TikTok. So I don't know how she could have done anything earlier, but it's possible. So question 4 just dropped. It says the Terminator T1 model T1000 has the ability to shapeshift and become what is necessary to complete a mission. As an educator, how do you shapeshift to meet the needs of students and teachers in the school? So in other words, how are you adapting? Think of all the different hats that you wear. That's kind of what I mean by shapeshift.
Yeah, it's an odd question though.
Let's see.
Not sure about that question. I gotta think about it. Kurt Thomason, replied to question 3 about going back in time and what would you change. And he says, focusing more on me, too many years of almost completely ignoring my health. So true. Very, very important we do that. Absolutely. Amy Downs, same question about going back in time and what you would change. Says student relationships and peer-to-peer relationships. So important. Okay. She says she's learned a lot about restorative circles. Good stuff. And is looking forward to using them this year. That's excellent. That's something I've wanted to learn more about. I am much more interested in restorative justice than PBIS model, to be completely honest.
So talking about shape-shifting, again, this all begins with conversations and relationships. Everybody we serve has different needs, and we just do our best to adjust them individually. Again, there's no magic bullet, but the only way that you can do anything to kind of shape-shift to meet people's needs is you have to get to know them somehow. So anything you can do to build that culture in the class, where you're having relationships with kids and reaching out and collaborating with colleagues. That's how you shapeshift, because everyone has a unique set of needs. So Lisa Mo says, I speak of this often and have to laugh. Because here's we shapeshift beyond the job description. One day I'm a teacher, mother, therapist, coach, choreographer, scientist, artist, mathematician, inventor, judge, comedian, and talk show host. Ain't that the truth?
Wow.
She's definitely a T1000.
When did you first get on Facebook?
I didn't know what a friend request was. I saw it in the soldier.
How like you kind of what in the time?
Officers came up to me and I showed them the tickets and everything. And he goes,
Is it interesting? Is this a real documentary that's up next, or is it like a pretend mockumentary?
It's that New York Times show that comes on late at night.
Is it a mockumentary or a documentary?
No, it's a documentary. They're all that kind of like exposés and stuff.
Oh, let's talk about someone that got in trouble with Facebook, which we're on Facebook right now. It's funny.
Oh, Devin Rossiter is joining in. We have
Oh, cool.
London 19 member. He's introducing himself. He says type first is for his favorite action movies, anything with Jackie Chan.
Hmm. All right. So, yeah. So we got a lot of Bakersfield people in the house.
I did.
Kern Q.
So I did advertise tonight's chat regionally. I did like about 4:30. I mentioned a bunch of Bakersfield.
I
heads.
see. That's why.
And they made their way to South Valley and the Fresno area.
Let's see. Okay. There we go. Yes, Katie says, PSA for every educator, take care of you. That's right. Great to have Devin here. So there were two Bakersfield. He was London as well, right?
Yep.
With Hans?
Yep.
That's exciting.
That's right.
Yep. You see, I think I might have a new one-liner in there. What do you think?
Which one?
Answer 4.
Okay. So Catherine says one size fits all approach. It's not effective.
Not that.
We'll be able to start
Not that
with
part,
the
that's
who, our students.
That's what cool.
What you said for question 4, right?
I know the next sentence is new.
I'm reading the whole tweet though.
Okay,
I know you're not very patient. That's not your strong.
That's correct.
strong suit.
That is
Okay,
correct.
I love you.
that's not always a bad thing.
What if we shifted the backwards planning that starts with standards and instead forward plan starting with the students and how they have to grow?
What do you think?
It's pretty one-letter.
Think that's a good one-liner? Should I make that a Monday musing?
Probably should be.
Okay. All right. Hey, talking about the oxygen masks before assisting others on the plane. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, where did I get that from?
Oh, maybe it's from one of our sessions.
Oh, yes.
In fact,
But this is
You know what,
this
though?
is a different context though than what we use it, but similar situation.
yes, it is. Is that going to be the book?
Yeah. That's the plan.
It's got to be in the book.
Oh yeah.
During the
If
professional
it's in
growth
our
portion.
session, it's one of our one-liners, one of our metaphors.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the book. Question 5 just dropped. Kurt Thompson, that analogy.
Okay.
Question 5 just dropped and it says the Terminator's advanced tech gives them the advantage over their human enemies. How do you take advantage of tech in your classroom or school site? So the Terminators have this obvious advantage over us measly humans because of their technology.
Because it, right.
So think of it this way. So you have the teachers who completely resist it and won't even touch it versus you.
Wait, won't yet.
Of course, that goes without saying.
It doesn't. You got to say it. Devin Rossiter answered question 1, by the way.
Okay, what do you say?
And he said that in implementing G Suite as part of a morning show with Stern Sharks, at Stern Sharks, they went from using only docs for the teleprompter to slides as graphic design, Sheets for audio organizer, and Drive as broadcast archive. So they're expanding their use of G Suite. That's awesome. All right. And Judy says she's always a learner. She doesn't wait for learning to come to her. She seeks it out. That is great. Excellent to have that proactive approach. Absolutely.
For me, how do I take advantage of tech? It's pretty much boils down to it improves the workflow of myself and my students. And it also improves my feedback loop. I can get feedback so much quicker and richer than I could without it.
Okay.
So in the end, I'm saving time, which allows me to have more time to design more empowering learning experiences.
There you go. There you go. I talked about how without tech, or that what technology allows us to do is connect students to others across the globe. So I find that, you know this in our area where we work, that there are students in our midst that do not know the world beyond their small town that they live in. And so to connect them with others, whether it's other students or industry partners or anyone else that's outside of their sphere of influence, especially those students that don't go very far away from their homes, and they haven't even been more than they've been, not even 100 miles, some of them outside their where they live.
My student in 7th grade had never been on the freeway before.
Right. I had 6th graders that had never been in an elevator till they went on a field trip. So anyway, technology can allow students to connect with those from other backgrounds, other cultures, and that builds empathy. And we all know we need more of that in our world, let me tell you. So Kim Calderon talks about being open to student choice.
Multiple modalities.
Yep. Options beyond a paper pencil exam. That's all UDL right there. Universal Design for Learning.
That's right.
So now, Katie says that we are beyond wearing many hats. That's true, because that was way back in San Antonio. It's the Ed Tech Coaches Playground. That was a long time ago. That was what, 3 years ago. Oh my goodness. So she says we need to magically be 3 things at once.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Lisa Mo says that for question 5, she says, as I work towards my master's in Ed Tech from Cal State Fullerton, taking advantage of tech is an understatement. It may not have the fanciest, but I become innovative by applying and integrating technology to meet students' needs. She puts hashtag #GreatBeaver.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look, Jin's here.
Hey, what's up, boss? Happy birthday.
Jin had a birthday yesterday. Oh my goodness. All the days
boss,
are,
I know,
but all the days
Yeah.
are going together, like blending together. It's very odd. So
That's because you were hard at work yesterday.
I know.
Yes.
And
I was
today.
the one on Facebook,
Right. So I'm like
work.
mixing it all up. It's weird. We also, on Monday, we thought it was Sunday.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so we're driving home from LA, thinking, it's Sunday, the traffic's not going to be that bad, So, I'm just going to take the 110, right through downtown.
we thought it'd be fun for the kids to see the big buildings.
Yeah, but they've never driven through that part before. So it's 4:30. And I'm like, man, is there a Dodger game coming up? I'm like, it's freaking Monday, and I decided to take the damn Harbor Freeway at 4:30 p.m.
We all forgot. And so then I text my brother who lives in Long Beach and tell him, and he says, oh yeah, I forgot that too, because he normally works on Mondays and had the day off.
Totally thought it was Sunday.
So-
It wouldn't be nearly as bad, but no.
Yeah. Well, to be honest too, he also has a new baby.
Yeah.
So your days are on, sleep is all messed up then. So I get it. Okay, so Katie McNamara answered question 5. And she says that we're talking about how tech helps us level up the learning. She says making something better. So whether it's workflow, connecting, understanding, saving the world, but always with a purpose. Absolutely. We lead with learning, never with tech, right? So Kim talks about using tech to enhance what she's doing in teaching. Oh, she's talking about the PhET sims, the PhET simulations. Do your science teachers use those?
Yes.
Yeah. So, which do work on Chromebooks now as of, I think at least 2 years ago. So She said that's been great for allowing students to manipulate molecules and experience with items we cannot see. That's very true. That's going to be on the state test too. So good they get some practice with that. All right. So we have question 6 dropping in less than a minute. So that will be exciting. Again, we are having our Terminator EDU themed, or Terminator themed chat.
That's right.
So that will be exciting. Should it? Oh,
What?
a few seconds. It's going to drop in a few seconds.
Yep. Any second.
Any second. Any second.
Already question 6. We're flying.
I know. It's a robust chat tonight. Exciting. Here we go.
Oh, there it is. Question 6. It says, Terminators were created by a defense computer network designed to run our military. In education, what are the pitfalls of relying too much on technology?
Oh, that is a good question. That makes me think of, well, basically, something that I've been saying lately is, if you are using technology to replace your instruction, you are in danger of being replaced. You cannot replace feedback, personalized feedback from a teacher to a student that has that relationship. So that's, I think, the biggest danger. All right. Boom.
So I say if you're using tech for the sake of using it, you're doing it wrong.
Yep.
Tech can accelerate good teaching, but make bad teaching absolutely terrible.
Mm-hmm.
It's not improving or enhancing your pedagogy. You may want to rethink it.
Yep. Very true.
Judy Blakely says it's important to use tech to increase connections rather than disconnect. More collaboration, less isolation is needed.
That was very well said.
Yes.
I'm going to retweet that one. That is great. That is a great point. Adam Waters quoted my tweet.
There's only one choice. Crunch.
All right. So we still have 5 more minutes until question 7 drops. But yeah, that's an interesting point that Judy makes about using tech to increase connections and not disconnect, because that is one of the common complaints I hear from administrators and those in the public about technology causing disconnection, whereas students use it for connection.
Yes. So Kurt Thompson says one pitfall of tech is pushed us too far into data-driven systems.
Oh.
So what he's saying is that we're just turning kids into numbers. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great point. And honestly, that's what those learning analytics systems do. Like Imagine Learning, Lexia, AR, all that stuff. Just saying. You dropped a George Courosa tweet. Tech can make kids more social, but if you're not helping kids toward this goal, it's tech for the sake of tech.
He always
And that
says-
is,
He always says that, every one of his sessions and his keynotes, like, well, I would argue that it makes kids more social.
yep, I would agree.
He's totally right.
That's right.
But that all depends on, the teacher as a facilitator. You're facilitating the tech
Yeah.
to make them more social and make their learning a social experience.
That's right.
Then
Don't do it.
Rethink it.
Yep.
Lisa Moore says, I think that tech is not being used to enhance teaching. It can be used for lazy teaching. Tech is not the solution, it's the support.
Yes.
Well said. Kim Calderon says tech should enhance lessons but not replace good teaching. Being intentional with use of tech is so important. As leaders, we have to make sure that we're stressing pedagogy first and foremost, then you can add the tech and the other pieces.
That's absolutely correct.
So,
Amy Downs makes a good point. You know, we always talk about how we need to mix low tech and high tech. So she says it's still good to bust out the glue, paper, and scissors. Screen time and she says screen time and passive learning can be a pitfall. What is that you talked about right there?
What?
Adam?
For what?
Oh, that question. Oh, you said there's a book coming out?
Yeah, so Kim's tweet there reminds me of organic integration, which is the theme of our upcoming book.
That is correct. All right. Which, by the way,
Got some great feedback today about that.
it is a great book.
We know what our next step is going to be, I think.
Yes, it is a great book for ed tech coaches, but we really want to emphasize that it's not just ed tech coaches.
It's for everybody, because if you're a classroom teacher and you don't know what to expect or how to maximize having a tech coach,
yes,
this book will help you with that. If you're an administrator, you don't know how to properly use your tech coach, this book will help you. And if you're a tech coach, and again, we're going to be very mindful that it's an ed tech coach.
Yeah, not
Education
tech first. That's right.
Ed tech coach, then it's not a manual. It's not a field guide. It's not this that's going to magic bullet going to show you tell you how to do it. Like Jimmy Costa says, we don't have answers, but we have lots of stories.
It's not this?
No. Totally different
right.
vein.
Yep. It's a lot of stories.
Yeah, lots of stories, experience, and ideas and stories is what it's going to be.
Yep.
It's action research.
Yes.
Not boring, sighted research that you just roll your eyes up and you just skim through it.
That's right.
You're actually going to want to read it.
Mm-hmm. Because it's going to read like a story, like a narrative.
I don't even know if we're going to have a works cited page. I'm sure there'll be a few.
There may be a couple things.
Yeah, not like some books are like dedicated chapters just to
it is not a textbook.
No, we don't want to read like a textbook.
No. So Janelle Miller replied, I'll do a Twitter save and put the hashtag in a moment, but she said, always have a plan B in case the Wi-Fi goes out. So, yeah, absolutely. That's something that's really important.
Question 7 just dropped, and it says, Terminator heroine Sarah Connor was known for being prepared for any possible situation. How do you prepare yourself for the variety of situations educators face throughout the year? So
that's a great question.
When the Wi-Fi goes down, what do you do?
Yeah.
You know? What if there's a fire drill and you just lose, a big chunk of
Well, that's why we shouldn't have pacing guides, according to someone I worked with.
Thank you, officer.
That's a good question. How to be prepared for any possible situation. Be interested to see the answers on this one. You're basically saying, how do you prepare for that which you cannot prepare for?
Yes.
Now, going back to question 6 about the pitfalls of relying too much on technology, Jennifer Scott from Bakersfield says she's seen teachers use text just because they don't want to print worksheets.
Yep.
Yes, so the students are more off task and less respectful to the device. Yeah. technology can make bad teaching worse.
Yep.
Essentially, it really can. So she says, though, that when tech is used purposefully, students are more engaged and take care of the device. Absolutely agree with that. I absolutely agree. Adam, right here, this guy right here, said that in high school, as far as answering can you be flexible,
Yes.
expect the unexpected. Having soft deadlines and less direct instruction allows him to be flexible when the Wi-Fi goes down. There are random rallies or scheduled fire drills. Absolutely. Judy says she views herself as a tap dancer and improviser. So she is an artist. I have a plan, but know how to turn the unknown into learning opportunities. Ooh, that's a good one. And she talks about the need to include the students in the process. Hey, Perla's here.
Yeah, what's up, Perla?
Welcome, welcome. We are on our Twitter, on the Twitters, of course, every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and many times on Facebook Live, as you see here. Katie says, she's going back to question 6. She says, this is what could be the pitfalls of using technology. She says, with anything, you can go too far, so you don't want tech to completely replace face-to-face experiences. So true, so true.
On question 7, Kim Calderon says, lots of duct tape and cardboard. No power, duct tape and cardboard. Admin observation, duct tape and cardboard. School burns down, duct tape and cardboard.
I love that. I love that. I got to retweet that one for sure.
Yep.
All right. Katie says, soon the world's going to be filled with people that can't write or tie knots or hammer a nail. How will we ever survive the zombies? I know.
Or try stick shift.
We'll look.
Oh, right, cursive.
Wait.
Oh, wait, no. That's
We'll just look on YouTube. But what if YouTube's gone? Will anyone know how to get back on dial-up internet if Wi-Fi goes down in the whole world?
what if you have to access the internet through dial-up on a rotary phone?
Kids will be lost. This is why we need to train kids to be critical thinkers. They use technology as a resource, but not as a requirement.
That's right.
Because
It's
of,
another tool in the toolbox.
but no. George Curl says it's not just a tool, because technology in the hands of the right teacher can be transformational. Not just a tool, it's transformational potentially.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, because people say that a lot. Oh, it's just a tool. Like I say it too, and then I remember, oh, but it's more than a tool. It's like the car.
Or it's,
It can
or
drive.
it's that
You know what I'm saying?
it's that tool that sculptors use to create something that transforms a piece of nothing into something beautiful.
Yeah, we're arguing over semantics right now. Yes. Okay, so let's see. We've got a few more minutes to. Oh wow, we're almost to question 8.
Yes.
My goodness. So, in all reality, because Katie McNamara brought up the point about zombies, so I think we need to have an honest discussion.
Okay.
How are we going to prepare in case there is a zombie apocalypse? What's the first thing you're going to do, Adam? Where are you going to go? Let's first talk about where you're going to go.
I am going to find a large farm.
So you're gonna look for.
Because a farm, you have sustainable food source.
Okay.
And farms are often near sustainable water sources. In zombie populations,
What about going-
Those two things are of a premium.
What about going by a river or like by the ocean? Because I don't think zombies can swim.
Still.
Or a
You
lake?
You can't drink ocean water.
By a lake
But
maybe.
But lakes, you can be overfished. But if you were farms tend to be near dependable water sources, and they're a source of food themselves. 2 things you need to survive. Farmers usually have guns and weapons, plenty of things to
That's
use as
true.
weapons.
That's true.
And farmers usually have enough ingenuity to probably come up with a plan to defend their territory. So
What about the?
that's why I would suggest some kind of a large farm.
You know what? Actually, nowadays would be a great place to be in the zombie apocalypse.
Where,
This is very sad that this is the case.
Joe?
Schools, because they're locked down.
Yep.
We don't invite people into our schools, and I'm not saying that
And
we
they're stocked
should
with
necessarily.
food that's been prepackaged with
Right.
preservatives that will last for 100 years.
Right, and then there's a bus. There's
Yeah.
there might be a bus there. You know, there'd be lots. There'd be like pencils. You could hurt the Zombies with your pencils. You could throw it right at their
Well, it depends.
temple, maybe.
Is it like Walking Dead zombies that are easily killed?
Yeah, that's true. It
Like,
depends.
There's other zombie movies where like they're not easily killed.
I don't know. We got a little off track, but that's okay because this is a very
That's
important
Katie's
topic.
fault. Katie McNamara, it's all your fault.
It's an important topic.
Yes.
Becky's here, by the way. Welcome,
Back to
Becky.
Question 7.
Yes.
Lisa Mo says the best way to be prepared is to prepare for what you know you can and prepare to laugh at the things you cannot.
Yes.
As REO Speedwagon says, roll with the changes.
Okay. Question 8 just dropped.
Yep.
Last question of the night.
So to defeat the more advanced enemy Terminators, humans like John Sarah Connor show great creativity. How do you foster creativities with the students and teachers that you serve? What's up, Beccasaurus? So,
How do we foster creativity? All right.
Go back to question 7. Katie McNamara says her weapon of choice is her phone. PLN is a tweet, box, or hang it away. Really
Nice.
powerful when the kiddo asks me something I don't know. I say, hold on, let me find out. And then she'll talk to somebody and then,
Perfect.
I think we've all done that.
It makes a big difference. Yeah.
Yes, we did meet your friend Chuck the other day. He cooked for us. It was great.
Okay, now I need to find. I have to find something. Good thing there's a search box on my
Well,
website.
Isn't your website fancy?
Yeah, well, I pay for it, so it should be. This one.
We have Judy and Becky now are on.
Love it.
Yeah, we have like 2/3 of the Bakery crew. There's Adam Brooks would show up. I think that was it.
Monica,
Yeah, Monica. I knew it was with somebody. I always forget Monica.
that's not
I
nice.
don't know why.
Why?
I don't know. I always forget. No, I don't forget Monica. I always forget one person. I was like naming off names. Like I'll talk about the 4 C's, and I always forget one of them
I know.
because it never fails.
I know. I used to, but I don't anymore.
What changed?
I'm not sure.
I always forget one thing. Any kind of set of something, I always forget one person or one strategy or one. Never fails. But I was right 2/3 because there's 4 of us here tonight on Facebook Live and 2 more here. So I was close.
Oh, there Judy says giving
Judy
students.
Brooks, he just tweeted too. So
Ju-
just talking about him.
Jude Blankley talks about giving students multiple ways to demonstrate mastery learning, which is all UDL. I see UDL all over the place. People who are
Is
doing
it
good
dripping with
stuff.
UDL?
It is drenched in UDL.
Yeah.
So the more I've learned about UDL, Universal Design for Learning, which by the way is the only framework mentioned in Every Student Succeed Act and is in every single California
You don't see
state
TPAC?
framework. No
Or
TPAC.
SAMR?
Nope. So anyway, it's the only one. And the more I learn about it and the more I start to use it, like it's very difficult for me to write a blog post without mentioning it. It's very difficult. Like I see connections like everywhere. Like this.
Percolating. Are we
That's right.
percolating? Like
Yes.
the manager?
Yes. So anyway, it's become a thing. By the way, George Kouros's new book is it's not out yet. It's going to be out in August at some point. Is the expected release? And he joined Katie Novak.
Yes.
Katie Novak's a huge UDL expert, so to speak, and quite an inspiring individual. And so she joined in writing some portions of the book as well. So I would definitely, it's called Innovate Inside the Box, and I would certainly recommend that you check it out if you once it comes out in a few weeks. All right. Wow. We're almost done.
Wow. That's
That is
right.
quite a chat. Very exciting. Here's someone new.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to follow this person. He is a Google certified trainer from
All right.
Texas,
Okay,
Mr. G.
Yeah, Mr. G.
Yes.
It says to come up for question 6 about the pitfalls of technology. It says technology is not a solution, rather it's a tool that enhances your style. You saw pedagogy, tech will make it better. If your pedagogy is lacking, it will be enhanced negatively. Well said.
That's what I said. I said well said in writing before you said it verbally.
Well, you know,
I'm just saying. Just saying.
throw the phone again.
I was not.
Lisa Mo says that back on question 8 about fostering creativity, I enjoy giving the students choices and options by providing an essential question that allows students to be creative in how they will answer. How can I grade every assignment if every assignment is cookie cutter mold of my personal creativity? Well said.
Okay.
Lisa Mo's from Norco.
Okay.
You were just there.
Yeah,
That's where my sister lives.
that is correct. She's got a website
She
too.
was watching. Amy Down says connect with other teachers in and out of your school, district, state, and country. There's a lot of these educators out there doing some pretty amazing things.
Amen to
Yeah,
that.
so mystery
Amy
Skypes and
Downs.
mystery hangouts, etc. Good way to get your kids to connect
True.
with people.
If you want to,
Do a hangout with an author.
Yeah.
That is a thing.
no, it is.
Yeah.
The Skype does a lot of that.
Yes.
They have like some like day, I forget when. I always see it on Facebook
Yeah.
where it's like a thing that they do once a year, and they have all these authors that you can connect with or whatever.
So it's about that time.
It is.
Another robust chat, two weeks in a row, man. You want to go on? I'm gonna be posting the Wakelet very soon if you missed it. Check it out.
Sounds good. And as always, visit cvtechtalk.org for
Other resources.
for more CV Tech Talk stuff.
So the podcast has kind of been on hiatus. It used to be where we read off like the top 10 tweets, kind of like David Letterman, or like Jimmy Fallon. But
Oh yeah, Letterman was top 10. That was
Yes,
different.
yes.
That was different.
So
It was before Twitter.
yes, so it's evolved into these quick pop-up 5-minute interviews,
Mhm.
and we did a whole bunch of Q. We're going to be at QLDI tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
And we're going to meet a ton of people. Some probably who've been on there, some who haven't been on the podcast. So
sure.
so make sure you check us out on Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts, and we will definitely get to hear some of the great people that we connect with in our PLN.
Yep.
So again, I'm Adam.
I'm Catherine.
We're at a cat, and this has been another edition of CV Tech Talk Live.